this thing.
Will you start
Stuff.
recording?
And we're live.
Oh,
Oh, woo.
yeah.
So as you can see, we have special guest Finn Wolfhard with us today. Hello, everybody. It feels like it's been a long time since we've sat down to play D&D.
It has.
Part of that is because I was at my grandmother's house. And
part of that is because I went to the Renaissance Festival with Vinn.
That's right, you did.
True.
I saw the pictures you sent. Those were awesome.
We took an
This
elf.
is where I got these feathers.
Nice.
That you
Not,
can't
well,
see.
not one, but 3 feathers.
3 feathers.
3 whole feathers.
I also got some milk ears.
Nice.
Some milk ears?
Milk
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah. They're very milky.
Very milky.
I don't want to hear ears described as milky ever again. I've always wanted to go to a Renaissance fair dressed as like the dad from Finding Nemo and just grabbing random Renaissance characters and shaking them and shouting, "Have you seen my son?"
That's most assuredly not in theme, but it would be very funny, I think. There's a Renaissance fair near my house, and there's a dude there who, I haven't been there in a long time, but there's a guy who, his whole job, he's like dressed, in character with the whole Renaissance-y theme, and he just stands on a box and he insults you, and that's his job.
Yeah, the beggar. There's one there too at the Pittsburgh
Oh
one.
yeah, the beggar said mean things to me.
That's all he does. That's his whole entire job, is to insult people that walk by.
He
Are you talking
commented
about
on my tight
Fenkin?
pants.
He called me emo,
Yeah.
and then said a very off-color joke
Woof.
that I will not repeat on this YouTube channel.
Oh god.
Off color.
If I want to be
So-
insulted, all I have to do is
so
go
what-
back
what
in
was
time
it?
to
Was
high
it-
school.
So what was it? What kind of was it? Like a weird shade of pink, or how was it off color?
It was
How
a very like
Mauve.
navy blue, but I was already
Ah.
wearing black, so it didn't
Right.
match.
Doesn't
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Looks
makes
weird, looks
sense.
bad. Looks like he got dressed in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get started today, I've been watching a lot of overly sarcastic productions. And if they're watching, which they most certainly aren't, hello, I'm a fan. But I recently found out that Hades, the word Cerberus, I think in Mycenaean, means spotted. So Hades literally named his dog Spot.
Oh. That's cute.
I mean, you could have just called it Spot.
My man Hades gets a bad rap.
Cool.
I mean,
Does he?
the one bad thing he did was like the wife kidnapping, and like later she was like, "Oh well, he's hot."
Just wife kidnapping.
Just kidnapping.
That's totally forgivable.
Just A
Yeah.
little bit.
Look at how much I have left in this fucking notebook.
Oh my god, Vinn. I'm going to commission Vinn to like write a novel about the shepherds, and it's just gonna be like this 14-book
It's
chronicle,
right
like the Horus
here.
Heresy.
I already
already
have
written
a
it,
novel for you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think we're
Just
gonna
gotta
have
publish
to
it.
make this in. I think you're gonna need to buy another book, and you can make it into like a trilogy, so that everyone can.
Yeah.
Vinn,
I'm gonna fucking have to. We're not even level 5.
when I come to Montreat, I want to read that notebook, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I let my other DM read my other lore book cover to cover. She's very impressed.
All right. So, without further ado, let us get into the latest episode of Critical Dice Dogs of Dice Dogs. Dice Dogs.
It's Dice Dogs, we swear.
Dice Dogs.
Yeah.
All right. So, when we last left our heroes in a somewhat enterprising situation, you'll remember that your Warlock, Dhuur'in Kolbavar, had gone through a strange metamorphosis of sorts. Waking up in Averbella's mushroom hut, he seems a bit different than you remember. No longer is he the individual weighed down by a certain darkness that he didn't care to explain, but now he seems to stand more upright. Now he seems to be a bit brighter of a person. And if you'll all remember, we were all in Averbella's hut, waiting for Dhuur'in to wake up. And Dhuur'in now stands before you, dressed and clad in his brand new outfit, that being a long brown rawhide coat with hat and gloves to match, with a hint of his green armor still showing out from beneath. And in his hands, he of course wields the legendary pistol known as Handful of Dawn.
Hold on, I gotta get into a good note-taking position.
And
I would say when we last left off, Kira left the room to go get everyone food, so he's not here right now.
yes, Kira. So as you leave for the kitchen, you kind of make your way up out of the darkened hole, and your eyes sting a little bit as you make your way up to the deck, because Averbella's portion of the ship is incredibly dark, even for somebody with dark vision. So as you make your way up, the sun does kind of sting your eyes a bit, but you're immediately met with the nice, salty, thick air of the sea, and you can, as you gaze out into the side of the boat, which I believe is called the port of the boat or something.
That's
I don't
the
know.
left side of the boat. The port is the left side.
It depends on which side.
The side of the boat. What the fuck ever. Anyway,
Is it the starboard side or the port side?
I
There's
don't.
2 sides.
Kira, are you looking at the starboard or the port side?
Say starboard.
Okay, starboard. Guess what? You see a bunch of fucking ocean. That's all you fucking see, because you're in the fucking ocean. I had this fucking pretty little thing all written down, but guess we had to get fucking ship technicalities
why
in.
did you specify
Be
what side
nitpicky.
of the boat?
Anyway, whatever. Anyway, Kira, it's fucking oceany out here. It's
Oh,
so
wow, what a
fucking
surprise.
oceany. It's crazy
So much
oceany.
water.
Now, is he closer to the bow or the stern?
I'm going to kill you.
I just want to know.
In any case, you can see that as the water is passing by the ship, you see that you're clipping along at a pretty good pace, and there's pretty good reason for it as you kind of gaze up into the masts and you see them just filled with air, and despite the masts being at like full blast right now, you find it a little strange that you're moving at the pace that you are, considering you can't really feel any like wind on you. And that is until you look up at the crow's nest and you see Windsock, the Tabaxi and the spotter for the Stormwolf ship. And you also see that her eyes are glowing blue as she waves her arms and pushes them out, sending another wave of wind into the masts.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
All right, but you're continuing to make your way towards the dining area, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna not comment on.
I mean, Dhuur'in hasn't eaten in like what, 3-4 days? Probably a little hungry.
True. Yeah, it's more important.
He eats bugs. He's fine. He'll be okay.
So Kira, you make your way over to Mutton Chop's kitchen, and you make your way down the stairs, and immediately your Tabaxi senses are hit with spices of exotic places. You can smell alcohol of all kinds. It smells really good down here. Mutton Chop may be a big brutish bugbear of a man, but he knows exactly what he's doing in the kitchen. And as you approach, you see that he seems to have like a still squirming purple tentacle on the chopping block, which he's viciously hacking away with, just with this massive meat cleaver that looks like it would be a short sword in anybody else's hands, but to him it's just a regular sized knife. And as you step up to the counter, he brings it down for one more chop, and he looks up at you and he says, "What do you want?"
Well, Kira's fixated on the, I guess the tentacle that is on the chopping block, and then he kind of looks up. He's just like, food would be preferable. Something cooked.
He kind of looks you up and down, and he says, "You're a skinny little bastard, aren't you?"
Oh, be mean.
Cat, you leave him alone.
We can't all be 8 feet tall.
Yeah, we're not all big, beefy bugbears. Kira looks down at himself and looks back up, and he's like, "Well, it's not for me, first off."
All right. You get to "it's not for me" before like he picks up a spoon of something and like jams it in your mouth, and you're like a little startled at first, but you can taste that it's like a sweet kind of porridge. The rest of which he pushes to you in a bowl, and he says, "Eat. You're too skinny." And he turns around towards the towards another counter, and you watch as he like picks up a bag and starts just kind of like shoving pre-prepared food inside.
I was like, Kira doesn't complain. He just starts eating. He's not going to pass up a good meal.
It's good porridge, especially for what's available on the open sea. It's got like a nice, it's got a good few spoonfuls of honey in there to make it nice and syrupy. In fact, as you kind of like spoon it out, it doesn't really have the consistency of a soupy porridge. It's more like stringy melted cheese in a way, as you like take it out of the pot and you take a look at it and twirl it back up into your spoon and take another bite. Very good porridge. And by the time you are done with your meal, which leaves your belly feeling warm and happy, Mutton Chop eventually makes his way over with a big bag, and he shoves it into your hands. And he says, "Go on, don't tell anybody I gave you this."
Kira nods quickly and takes off.
Okay.
After saying the silent thanks, of course.
All right. Back at the ranch, we have Dhuur'in and everybody else. Aubrabella not Aubrabella included. She's not in the hut as of right now. But you're all just sort of sitting around with Dhuur'in, kind of getting your bearings and sort of filling him in on what happened in the past couple of days.
Where are my books?
That is a good question.
Does anybody want to give me not a knowledge check, history check?
Oh God.
Hmm.
I can sure try. I can sure try. What's my history? +0, probably.
Everybody.
+1. Motherfuckers, I have a
+0.
+2. Put this in my hands. I got a +2. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Is Sophie here, by the way?
She muted
she's
herself.
typing. Yeah,
I am. I'm just in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
I am listening. Don't worry, I'm here.
I love you.
Ooh, baby, I got a 19. I
Ooh.
am full of history.
Okay. Sorry, hang on.
No, you're fine.
So, thinking back to the cave, you do remember there was a point where you kind of like absentmindedly scooped everything up that you could see into a bag that like that logically belonged to people in the party. And you do remember feeling a very strange set of scales under your paws as you kind of put things away in the dark. But as you're reminded of this, your eyes kind of glance over towards Dhuur'in's bag, which rests in a corner of the fleshy mushroom room. The mushroom.
Hey.
Are you just sold out from Sophie?
Anyway,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So she definitely has a visceral shudder as she remembers touching that book. Boy, was it horrible. To feel some scales, and probably got like her pinky like accidentally poked the eye, and it was like squishy and gross and it's horrible. Just really bad. Really bad. But she's still sitting kind of by the bedside, as she has been during this entire conversation. But she gets it, and she will go over to the bag and start to open it and peer inside, saying, "Oh, there's a lot of things in here that I grabbed. It's probably still in here."
just a blast of like rotten meat smell comes right out of the bag and just hits you in the face, Nox.
Ugh, horrible. Oh God, very bad, very bad. She drops it, and like her ears go flat, and she's like, "Ugh, oh my God." She just holds the entire bag out to Dhuur'in, like, "You take care of this. This is gross."
Does she do that weird cat sneeze where they're like...
Yeah, absolutely. Like just a full like disgusted cat reaction where they're like, yeah.
All right, so Dhuur'in, you take your very smelly bag back, and as you peer inside, you see most of your belongings in there. You see, of course, your the book of the Sin of the Lion and the Virtue of the Viper. You see the remains of your staff, as it's at some point it was broken into like 3 separate pieces. But you also eventually find the source of the smell, that being your book. What was once a somewhat alive creature is now very dead and still. It feels slimy to the touch, as if the skin that makes up its binding has been sweating a bit, and a lot of the scales that make up the more blue, scaly portion of the book have fallen away. And you see that the eye on those scales that was once very much alive and always staring at you whenever you read the book is now open, still, and gray and cloudy. Whatever this thing of strange life was, it is no longer.
Is my Book of Azathoth still in there?
That is you mean the Tome of Shadows?
I had my Book of Shadows, and then I had a Book of Azathoth that I stole.
There is a Book of Azathoth there as well, yes.
I start very neatly putting together the Book of Azathoth, the Rotting Book of Shadows, and all the pieces of my broken staff. And I would like to cast Sacred Flame on that pile and burn it.
Okay, all right. So, you all watch as Dhuur'in kind of like takes the stack of very gross smelling, very unnatural looking piles of things over to a corner of the room. And would you like to describe how Dhuur'in casts Sacred Flame?
Yes. He gathers it all in this corner, kind of like he would be building a campfire out of these objects. And he looks down at it, smiling. He says, I don't need you anymore. And he takes out his gun, which is a spell focus for Sacred Flame.
He shoots.
And shoots it.
You guys watch as the barrel of the gun blooms into golden flame, which streaks down and strikes the book immediately. And like a pyre that's been doused in gasoline, immediately it just lights up in fire. And you hear a screeching from inside the fire that eventually dies away like a spider that's been stamped on. And in no more than 10 seconds, everything in the pile is reduced to a fine gray ash.
Knox watched this in mild alarm and says, this ship is made of wood. It's very flammable.
The ground is very wet with soil.
I suppose. Please don't start any more fires down here. At least wait until we can see the sky, no?
I start stomping on the ashes.
It's at this point Avrabella runs back in, and she has like a big pack of like medical supplies in her arms, along with her staff kind of like crooked under her arm, and she says, "Okay, I'm back. I have." Ooh, something smells good.
Mmm.
And she looks at you, Dhuur'in, and she says, "All right, wait." Oh. And she like drops everything, and before you have a chance to react, this wiry elven woman rushes over you and just like grabs you, and with a surprising amount of strength actually lifts you like a couple inches off the ground as she gives you like the biggest hug ever, burying her face into your armored chest.
Thank you. And I pat her.
She sets you down. And she looks up at you. Her eyes are like bleeding tears. There's snot coming out of her nose, and she's just like, we thought you were dead.
Oh no, not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's at this point that Princess also comes toddling into the room. You see him rounding a corner with like a carrot in his mouth, and he like blinks at you, cocks his head, and then just sort of like does a raccoon shrug and makes his way over to like sit next to Ozla and just on his carrot.
Good friend. Still dinner.
Still dinner. That does not change.
That said, Gesh, this is a very new Dhuur'in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not used to seeing him not only this confident, but like almost glowing in a way.
I smile at Gesh.
Nox looks awkwardly between the two of them. Awkward silence.
Ugh.
as Arabella like notices there's a weird silence going on, she steps back and she looks at Dhuur'in and then looks at Gesh and then looks at Dhuur'in and she wipes her nose and she says, "I can make this work."
No.
Thankfully, however, just in time, Kira...
Gesh starts...
No, go ahead, Gesh.
Gesh then immediately makes his way to the door.
That said, Gesh, as you try to hurry your way out of the door to like get out of whatever that was, you're immediately met by a huge bag of food carried by the twinkish Kira, whose arms you can only see from around the bag.
His little paws. You just see his little ears poking out of the top of the bag.
And Kira, as you were about to round the corner into the room, you feel like a sudden resistance as suddenly something like pushes against the bag of food.
So Kira doesn't even he just kind of stops. Pardon me.
I think Gesh just quickly is up.
Kira makes his way finally into the room and just kind of sets the bag down in the middle of the floor. And then he kind of looks around and she's like, "Oh man, what did I walk into?"
Arabella makes kind of nods at Kira as he makes his way, and she says, I go tell the captain that Mr. Dhuur'in woke up. I'm glad to see you're okay, Mr. Dhuur'in, and you all, of course, as well, and Mrs. Nox, of course."
Thank you.
And she kind of like awkwardly nods and backs out of the room, and she disappears around the corner before reappearing again, grabbing her parasol and says, "Forgot this," and she goes, and then she leaves.
Nox looks at her, at the space that she once occupied as she leaves, and then looks at Dhuur'in and says, "What is her deal?"
She very much enjoys my company.
I can see that. Well...
company, huh?
Eyebrow raises around the room.
Except for Fenkin, who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Poor Fenkin. Well, in any case, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am hungry. So what did you bring, Pip?
Kira kind of shrugs. He's like, I don't know. He just threw a bunch of stuff in this bag. He
Yeah.
just kind of pulls it
Digging
open.
through it. I'm digging through it immediately.
First thing you come,
Nox is looking for cheese.
Nox, first thing you come across, big old wheel of sharp dwarven cheddar.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Sorry, she takes it immediately and then like crosses the room back to her chair and just like sits like cross-legged in the chair with this wheel of cheese. And that's hers.
There isn't much in the way of like cooked food in here. It's mostly fresh produce that's been prepared by mutton chops. Things that needed to be peeled have been peeled. There are some like salted meats in there. There are some jerkies as well. And Dhuur'in, at the very bottom of the bag, you see what seems to be some kind of weird, dry, almost insect-like sea creature on a stick.
That's what I want.
All up into it.
All right, you pull that out, and it's like I don't know if you've ever seen those weird like pill bugs at the bottom of the ocean that kind of like have spready out legs. It's kind of like that, and it's gray in color. And as soon as you bite into it, there's just this like green gooey goodness on the inside that looks disgusting to everybody else, but you are just going ham on it.
I love it.
But
Still
yeah,
your little bro.
there's plenty of good food in there, and again, this is Mutton Chop's area of specialty, as well as Averbello's being the grower of their produce that keeps the scurvy at bay. And anybody who eats will now get a point of inspiration.
Yeah.
I get one for eating the weird porridge.
Yes.
Cheese inspiration.
Cheese inspiration.
I will use this cheese. I will use this cheese point wisely. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Gesh, where are you going, buddy?
He's just gone.
Bullying Gesh.
Where'd you go,
Okay,
Gesh?
so I guess waited for everyone else to get their stuff. Then he just went in for something small, and then went back to his seat and was just munching on it quietly.
All right. So,
Uh-huh.
so you guys enjoy a nice meal. Most of you likely glad to see that Dhuur'in has improved in a way that none of you can quite explain, but might become clear in the future. He seems healthier, is the point. But in any case, as your meal kind of comes to a close, Denian makes his way into the little hut. You can see that he has with him a match, which he kind of uses to make his way like through the darkness. And as the little goblin kind of like steps through, he kind of like scratches his beard and he says, "All right then, good to see you're all on your feet."
I cast dancing lights.
Right.
So, as you like spin your gun and fan the hammer, like a bunch of lights come out, and Denian's just like, "Oh, well, that's different. I like that."
Yes.
Where'd you learn something like that?
In the 2 days that I was unconscious.
There's a pause, and he's just like, "Right then. Well, who am I to question the way of Drow? In any case, Captain wanted me to tell you that we're about 1 day's sail from Port Zoom. She does want to see your captain when you have a moment, Miss Nox."
Okay. She's very alarmed to be called the captain of the crew. You could like see her like visibly start and lift her head from the cheese that she was demolishing. She just like looks around at the room and then it's like, okay. I suppose I can go see her now.
All right, come along then. And the rest of you got chores upstairs whenever you're ready.
Nox will get up, take the cheese that she's only eaten like probably a third of, and then she will turn to Fenkin and hold out the cheese to him and lean in and say very seriously, "Guard this with your life."
Fenkin, who has always been somewhat intimidated by Nox, just accepts the cheese, holds it to his chest, and nods nervously.
That's exactly why she chose him.
Nilo
she
is
will-
behind you, and even he's just like,
then she will follow Denian out of the room.
all right. So Denian leads you through the I don't know what to call this, the grove of the hull,
Yeah.
and eventually leads you up the stairs, up into the deck. And you also see that you're clipping along at a nice pace. But eventually, he points to where Captain Telnaris is, and you see that she's she's up at the very like nose of the ship, kind of like in front of the steering wheel, kind of like staring out at the water as the ship moves along. And Denian kind of like pats your, well, not your shoulder. He kind of like, I guess, pats your thigh before like turning away to go to his business.
She was still chewing on a mouthful of cheese as she left, so she takes a second to swallow that and like clear her throat. And then she just kind of steps forward, is quiet for a moment, observing, and then says, "You wanted to see me, Captain."
Captain Telnaris, ever the statuesque kind of like symbol of nobility, stands at the very bridge of the ship, at the very nose of the ship, her hands kind of clasped behind her as her red coat billows in the breeze. And she looks out in the sea and she says, "Hi. I wanted to ask you, and thank you, but mostly ask you something, if that's all right."
Go on.
First and foremost, thank you ever so much for your assistance at the Vanishing Isles. Though we lost a crewmate, we gained much in return. We'll have quite the tithe to pay to the Plank King when the time comes, but certainly we will be able to pay it, thanks to you.
Well, the journey was very different from what we had expected as well. But the opportunity to see the island is one that, frankly, I will always cherish, at least. So on a personal note, from adventurer to adventurer, thank you.
She smiles a bit and she says, "Ah, yes. People always talk of going out to see legends, but very few ever do. I've never understood why. In any case, your companion, Ozla Highhill. May I ask you something about her, if that's all right?"
You may.
Have you seen her? I don't even know what you'd consider strange, but have you seen her acting strangely in any way, shape, or form?
To be quite honest, everything that she does is a little strange to me. So you may have to be more specific.
There's a long, deep pause. Has she been, I don't know, obsessing over? This is going to be this is going to be put strangely, my dear. I'm usually a bit more articulate than this, but has she been obsessing over eyes at all?
There is a silence for a moment. Because I don't think that Nox would have seen much weirdness around this particular. That's true. She did yell about Dhuur'in blinking, but otherwise, it like rings a bell, but it's not like a huge, like, oh shit, sort of a moment. But she's also a little bit guarded around this woman to begin with. So she's quiet for a second, and then she says, there are many stories and many traumas, I suspect, in the little one's life that she remains plagued by. I cannot say I have heard her speak of them in any way that I would find strange. No more so than any of the other strange things that she says. But you have some history, perhaps, or understanding of her that the rest of us do not have, no?
I wish I knew more than I did. I've only met her the few times when I spoke with her captain on the Needle. She seems to be a bright young lass, so if you are to continue your travels with her, and she turns to face you, do keep an eye on her. I can't be certain, but I just feel that there's a strange tide coming to her life at some point. It's best she be ready for it.
She hums and then kind of dips her head and says, the warning is appreciated and will not go unheeded. Trust me, we are friends. Well, good friends, I would say at this point. None of us would like to see her come to harm.
She nods, and then she kind of like reaches into her pocket and pulls out what appears to be a red pouch of something, and she kind of like tosses it in her hand. She says, if you'll remember, we had Vaynar's funeral yesterday. Most of his ashes were sprinkled into the sea, but something tells me that you should keep part of them. And she holds out the bag. I feel like these need to go somewhere, and you're the person to take them there.
That's what they do. And she will pocket them, and I will add bag full of a man's ashes to my inventory.
I could probably use that to cast spells.
She will take it. She will take
All
it.
right.
She does not, even though it is frankly grim, she does not appear surprised or disgusted. She will just take it.
Can you imagine you're in like a bandit fight, and then suddenly like Nox shouts, "Pocket guy!" and like throws ashes into his face?
Pocket tiefling, pocket dad.
Pocket.
How do you, now that I have to write it down on my character sheet, how do you spell Vaynar's name?
Vaynar.
Okay. Oh god. Yeah. Bag of Vaynar's ashes. Cool. Right in there with all my Pokemon cards.
It's at this point you turn to leave, but before you do, the Captain Talnaris turns and she kind of peers out into the sea, and she says, "Miss Nox,
Aye.
can you come here for a moment?"
She she raises her eyebrows a little bit, but she will. Please don't throw me into the sea.
As you make your way up beside her, you kind of peer out into the ocean as well, and she says, "I know I've had a few bottles of rum these past few days, but I'm not imagining that, am I?" And as you follow her pointed finger out into the water, you see a white wake of foam, like a V almost, making its way towards the ship at a very fast pace.
Oh. Can I attempt a perception or investigation check to see if I can see any shape under the water?
You may. Give me a perception check.
I want to see if I can...
See if I can.
Oh god.
You said perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, +7. Give me something good. Okay, that's not perfect. 11. No, not great.
Okay,
It's water.
so you don't see anything rise out of the ocean, but as you peer closer, you can see that beneath this wake, something very, very, very big is just beneath the water. A vast, dark shape
God.
that is hurtling towards the ship.
It's Gar.
He came. Wait for me. He can swim. Yes, just dog paddling as fast as possibly can.
It's been 3 days!
She sees this. Her eyes go wide. She takes a small step back and says, "We should probably man the cannons, right?"
I think so. And she turns around. Battle stations!
Oh, God.
And
Nox will scurry down.
as you do, the ship explodes to life. Pirates are like dropping mops and whatever they were doing to like get to cannons and to prepare the ship for everything, strapping everything down. And while you guys are enjoying a nice idyllic conversation downstairs, suddenly Nox explodes into the room.
Yeah, just absolute whirlwind of fur. And
Fenkin just stands up. It's okay, it's safe. I protected it. It's okay, it's safe. The sheets are safe.
she just like, you know, the thing that like, I don't, maybe this is a Hispanic grandma thing where they like go when you talk. She does that at him. Just like she's like, all of you need to get up on the deck now. Something is coming huge. And then she runs out of the room.
Yeah, Gesh just bolts.
All right. Sophie, I'm assuming Ozla is going up to the deck too.
Yes, she is. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So as you guys all exit the mushroom, as I've taken to calling it, Kira, you suddenly feel like a small green hand on your wrist, and you look down to see Denny, and he's like, you and I, we're going up to the Stormwolf's Howl.
Yeah.
Kira nods. He's like, all right.
All right. So as Kira splits off with Denny and to head deeper into the ship to head to the huge Gatling cannon that sits on the front of the ship. You all make your way up to the deck, and it is just utter turmoil up here, with pirates scurrying left and right to get things ready for whatever is about to come. You see Captain Talnaris. She's up at the deck, and she has her saber hand equipped, and she's like waving it and directing people different ways. You see Windsock up at the crow's nest, kind of like a conjuring wind to like bring the ship to a full stop as the sails kind of like flatten in the wind. So what are you guys doing at this point?
Got my gun. Gun ready.
Can we see it from where we are, or?
You aren't really at the nose of the ship right now. You're just kind of in the center of the deck, but as you kind of like stand around looking for something to do, you feel the wood beneath you shudder and shake. And Gesh, I would like you to make me a perception check really quick.
Shit. This is.
Oh no. Famously.
Give me something +2. Yeah. You got me kidding.
Oh no! Oh no! What was it?
That was a natural 1.
Oh,
all right.
You fall asleep.
Gesh. So Fenkin, Gesh doesn't see it, but you do see the huge shadow that kind of like blots out the sun behind him, as something huge and wriggling rises up from the side of the ship behind him. And as you gaze up at it, you see a massive, titanic, rotting, pale tentacle.
Ooh.
One that is big around as 6 men, with decaying suckers that move and writhe with the entire undulating mass. Meanwhile, Gesh is just, like, totally oblivious to it, the thing rising up behind him. But you all see it. And Gesh, you just see everybody, like, staring at you or, like, above you, just eyes wide, jaws open.
Fenkin's still holding the cheese, like.
Move!
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Dhuur'in is like, oh
Probably.
look, it's dinner.
Big dinner.
I'm just staring at you.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Are you good?
Oh, sorry, I was trying to close the door and it's got like a really tight latch, so I was struggling. Oh, I realized how it sounded. Oh my god. Sorry.
We gotta get you a door bin. A door stool.
A door bin.
A door bin?
Then put me in the door bin.
Doorbin is my new gnome character name. Anyway, so Gesh,
Love it.
as you kind of have this moment of like, why are you guys looking at me like that? You feel something drip on your head.
Oh god.
Yeah, he's gonna instantly turn around to see what the hell it was.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh
shit. No.
Okay, please roll well. Please roll well.
Natural 1.
No, it's not great either. It's a 14.
Okay, so luckily for you, just in time, you roll out of the way as you feel a presence behind you, and wham! A massive tentacle just slams into the deck, sending splinters of wood everywhere. The fencing that was like on the side of the ship is now gone as this tentacle latches onto the wood and just slides across the deck. And you guys hear a shout from behind you, "Kraken! Kraken!" And then you hear Talnaris. She's up at she kind of like swings over to a rope and lands next to you. And she says, "No. Zombie Kraken."
Yes!
Oh, shit.
At this point, 5 more tentacles rise up from either side of the boat. And it's time to roll initiative!
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah.
Connor has decided he's done. He's done with the shepherds. He's done with the dice dogs. He's gonna kill everyone.
Kill us all right here, right now.
Oh, you know, I was looking forward to the Ravnica campaign, so, you know, it'd be nice to start that one next
campaign called the Mice Mogs. Make a new character.
Mice Mogs.
We all play mouse people.
Yeah! 22!
22. Shit.
Oh, I got 22 as
Hold
well.
on, I just threw my dice.
Oh.
Hi, puppy.
21.
10.
11.
How terrifying is it for Dhuur'in to just abandon his tentacle god and then in the real world see actual tentacles rising from the sea to kill them all?
I was
There
about
is
to like, you
a
things could get away.
huge smile on his face, and I rolled a 10.
Okay. So let's go down the line. What did everybody get? Nox?
22.
Okay, so Nox is going first. Kira, what'd you get?
21.
All right. Fenkin, what'd you get?
11.
Okay. Dhuur'in?
10.
Gesh?
Also 10.
All right. Which of you has the highest dexterity?
Probably.
I mean, it's probably Gesh, right?
I have a +2.
+4.
Okay, so okay, all right. And Sophie, what did you get, my love?
I got 22.
Christ O'Malley! Okay.
I have a
natural 20. Same as Finn.
Oh, okay. I have a +4 dexterity.
Yeah, I only have a +2, so you win.
Oh my god, Mike, finally I'm gonna get to use sneak attack?
Wait, so it was a natural 20 that you got on that Ozla?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
so Ozla's going first.
But Finn has a higher
Is that how that
dexterity.
works?
Yeah, but you got a natural 20.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I got an 18.
Oopsie daisy.
Alright,
Oopsie
so
daisy.
the order will go Ozla, Nox, Kira, Fenkin, Gesh, Dhuur'in, and then the Kraken zombie.
Nice. Nice.
What did the Kraken roll?
Huh? That's 6.
Oh,
Brilliant.
it's probably like hard to move when you're that big and like there's no eyes on the tentacles, so I imagine he's just kind of blindly slapping. It's okay.
So
But
as
then
the
I'll be
fight,
eyes most fucking tentacles.
so as the fight begins, one of these huge tentacles looks like one of these huge decaying tentacles rises up, dripping brine and water and all that, and it comes lumbering towards the ship. But Captain Talnars turns around, and you watch as if like a flash of lightning, the saber suddenly turns into a blunderbuss, and she shoots the tentacle right in the midsection, and it like hovers back a bit, kind of like and like slaps back into the water, and turns to the rest of you and she says, "Fight!"
What a woman! Get it! Oh my god.
And
is
the saber itself didn't turn into like a blunderbuss. It's like, have you guys seen Treasure Planet? That guy's like that guy's arm.
Yeah.
Basically, it like quick twists into another weapon.
That fucks.
Yeah.
That rules. Nox is mildly attracted to her, at least a little bit more than she was before.
All right.
But
so
sorry, is it whose turn is it?
So Ozla.
Okay. It is I. Okay, I wanted to ask.
You.
Can I do like a combo move?
What do you mean?
I mean, can I want someone to throw me at the tentacle. Can I
Who
do that?
Who do you want to throw you at the tentacle?
Gesh.
You know what? That's way too awesome. Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Also, I want to rage as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So to make this fair, I'll say that your action will be getting thrown and like latching onto the beast, while your bonus action is going to be your rage. So, hey Gesh, how are you guys doing this? What is Ozla saying to Gesh?
I was like, can we like attach a rope to her, and just in case she misses, like.
I don't think so.
Just watch her go flying past into the ocean, and we're all just like, well, shit. All right. Well,
just weighed down by a hammer.
It's okay. Bye. Whatever.
How do we do this?
Well, you gotta get Gesh to throw you first.
Oh, okay. Ozzy's like, she's gonna like ready up. She's gonna like swing Pia Maul out over the top of her head, and she just like sinks into a rage, like a really like sharp. Her arms go sort of into an X and like pull out like an X-Men, and she starts yelling and she turns to Gesh, and her eyes are glowing, and you can see like the sea foam bubbling up out of her skin once more, and she looks and she goes, "Throw me!"
Shit. Oh shit.
This better work, he said. Just shouts as he rushes over and grabs her and goes to throw her the way.
So,
just
I can't call this an attack roll because Ozla's not a weapon, so I guess just make me an athletics check.
Are you sure?
Are you
You
sure?
sure she's not weapon?
Are you sure?
That's
I
a
mean,
good
she
question.
She is functionally, a ranged weapon at this time. You could
I'll
say that
just
he's
fight it.
throwing Pyre Maul with a woman attached to it.
Okay, you know what? You've convinced me. Gesh, unfortunately, you can't add your proficiency bonus because you're not proficient with halflings, but
Ah,
Damn, I should have gone ranger. Then I could be.
but go
You
ahead
can
and roll an attack roll. So just a straight d20 plus your strength.
Just my
Me or
strength?
Ethan.
Yeah, just your strength. Just Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this better work.
Please, Ethan, please. Toss me.
that one.
Oh no.
You have inspiration, remember?
But does he want to use it on me?
Would be a good time to use it if you are about to kill her by throwing her into the ocean.
Ethan throws me so hard my head snaps off mid-flight.
Okay, I feel like an 8 isn't gonna get there, so I'm gonna roll again
Okay.
and
Go ahead.
use up
Yeah.
that inspiration.
Go and burn
Yeah,
that inspiration point.
I think that's fair.
Ethan, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm gonna burn this inspiration point I've had for far too goddamn long.
I'm sorry.
But think about how cool this will be.
I'll give
Oh,
you
no!
my.
If it works.
Okay,
I'll give you
I did roll better, but like
Okay.
10.
Unfortunately, that's not going to hit. But also, fortunately for you, the tentacles are moving kind of like weirdly and like kind of like strangely. So you don't hit the tentacle you were aiming for, but there is one behind it. So you just kind of pick up Ozla and and toss her. And Ozla, you go screaming through the air, Pyre Maul in hand. And you don't land probably the way you were thinking you were going to land. You just kind of like splat onto the tentacle.
Don't worry, guys, I've got it.
So,
Okay.
with that out of the way, Nux, it's your turn.
Okay. How far are the tentacles from us?
So you're in the middle of the deck right now. So
Mhm.
and the deck is about 120 feet across. So I'm going to say you're about 60 feet away from the nearest tentacle.
Okay. And how close are the tentacles to each other?
There's 3 tentacles over on the Ozla side, 2 tentacles on the other side. And they're spaced about, I'm going to say, 20-25 feet apart.
Okay. Okay, then I probably can't hit them both, but I could hit one, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to focus on. Wait, sorry. We have all of our spell slots back, right? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it's been a hot minute. Okay, so Nox is going to watch this human person sail through the sky and land on one of the tentacles, and she just kind of, okay, I guess that's how we're doing this. And she will, she's drawing out her bow in one hand, like getting it ready, but she is going to cast Fairy Fire on the tentacle that Ozla missed. So not the one that she's on, but like the closest one, probably the one that Talnaris shot.
All right. Remind me what Fairy Fire does again?
So Fairy Fire, within 60 feet, she can pick a point to cast a 20-foot cube, so I assume it's going to basically just encapsulate the tentacle, because that's like exactly how big it is within 60 feet of her. She is going to light the tentacle up in a rose-colored light, and, well, it would affect any object that's in that area. So hopefully, I don't think it should hit Ozla. I guess it's up to you if it is at risk of hitting her too. But
is it a damaging spell or
no? So what it will do is it will illuminate it for, I think, for the next minute. Yeah.
okay?
And any attack roll against it is going to have advantage.
Okay, all right. So you cast Fairy Fire, and you watch as like these strange dancing lights just kind of around this around, and you're casting it on the tentacle that Ozla is currently attached to, right?
I'm trying to. I don't know. Is she attached to the one that Telnaris shot? Because I assume that that's
Yes.
the one that's closest to them.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we'll do that one.
All right. So Ozla, all around you, there's suddenly this like whoosh, flame that doesn't hurt, but it is kind of alarming. But you still hold on tight to this tentacle.
It just.
I'll hold it
It's fine.
still, you guys.
It just started glowing. It's okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Do I get any cool rogue things yet? I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any cool ways to use.
Bardic inspirations.
I
for
do
your
have
bonus action.
Bardic inspiration. Who's next in line?
That's gonna be Kira.
Me.
Ooh, I could inspire Kira. Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
god, for once it's not Dhuur'in.
it's not Dhuur'in for one.
Not Dhuur'in.
He does already have advantage if he hits that, but oh, you can't use Bardic Inspiration on damage rolls yet. Damn. Shit. Well, I'll do it anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna use a die of Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Kira. So
Alright.
what she does is as she kind of has her hand outstretched, and you see this very strange, magical, rose-colored light kind of boom and start glowing, emanating from this waving tentacle that Ozla is attached to. She will turn and look over her shoulder. Her eyes will find. Is Kira at the cannons already?
I think I'm
That's
at the
right,
Gatling gun.
Kira's on the gun, yeah. So you can't
Okay.
inspire Kira because he's below deck.
Oh. Well, never mind. Damn. Okay. Well. I guess I could. Think who would be after that? Maybe Fenkin?
Fenkin, yeah.
Probably. Okay, I can inspire Fenkin now that I've scared him with my cheese.
How kind of you.
Yes. Is he still holding it, by the way?
He is.
Okay. So she will turn, look over her shoulder. Fenkin is kind of the first person that she sees. She sees that he is still holding the cheese. She waves her free hand dismissively at him, very, very enthusiastically. And she says, Okay, drop that. We have more important things to attend to. That, which I just lit up, and she points at, battle music. She points at the tentacle that she just lit up. She says, focus all of your attacks on that one. If we can cut it off, maybe we can dispel the creature entirely and prevent it from attacking us any further. Go!
Fenkin hesitates, stares at the cheese, stares at the dirty floorboards, stares at Nox. Throws his eyebrows at her, giving her oh, you're a disgusting look, and then he finally drops the cheese.
That poor cheese. Her heart breaks a little bit, but it's okay. They have a battle to win.
He readies his bow.
So, is that your turn? Is that your turn, Nox?
Yeah, that's all I can do. Yep.
All right. So Fenkin, not Fenkin, Akira. Deep beneath the hull of the Stormwolf, you are currently you are with Denian at the firing chamber of the Stormwolf's Howl, which you'll remember is the massive Gatling-barreled cannon that is mounted to the front. And the portion on the inside that acts as its firing apparatus is essentially... do you remember that chair that Luke Skywalker sat in when he was fighting those TIE fighters, and it was just basically a lever, and a chair, and he kind of like swiveled around to shoot. You don't get that. What you get is a chair and like one iron prong to hang on to. And so Denian kind of like shoves you into the chair and he says, "All right, I'm gonna load. As soon as you see it, you start firing. Aye?" What?
Kira nods. He's like, all right, I'm ready.
Okay. With that, Denian snaps at like 2 other goblins, and they make their way over, like carrying cannonballs. And as this happens, Denian also like slams basically a switch on the side on the wall next to you, and what comes down is like this kind of like crystal suspended by this kind of like copper machined copper that's kind of held in place by this copper frame. And you kind of blink at first, but as you peer into it, suddenly like a magical field just over the crystal, and it's a screen, and you can see directly out into the water. And as this happens, you see the big triangular capped head of something start to rise out of the sea, breaking the surface tension to reveal a decaying mass of flesh.
Ooh.
Ew.
Kira, would you like to open fire?
Hell yeah, I would.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have 2 options here. You have controlled shot, which gives you advantage on your attack rolls with this, but it fires slow, but it only fires once at a time. Or you have another option on the basically there's 2 switches on the prongs, which is just like normal fire, and one that just appears to be like a painted white skull with with red crosses through it.
First, I'm gonna go with the skull.
Flipping to that, you will get disadvantage on your attack roll, but you will fire 6 shots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going with the
Keep it.
skull.
All right, so you flip it, and you all hear just like this grinding metal as this massive, heavy cannon just starts to and turn to life, and this clicking noise suddenly becomes a as the cannon starts to turn and turn and turn. And Kira, make an attack roll. This is going to be a D20 plus your dexterity.
Good thing my dexterity is like my highest.
Are you?
That was
which-
a 19, 20, 21, so 22.
All right. Now you have
Jesus.
disadvantage, so
Okay.
roll again and take
Well-
the lowest.
Is he attacking the one that's lit up? Because if so, he shouldn't have disadvantage.
No, he's firing at the head.
I'm attacking the head.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
Okay.
So that was 18.
All right. So let me roll the cannon's damage.
Still pretty damn good.
And what's your dexterity, by the way, Kira?
It is +3.
Oh, I'm ready for this shit. Sweet Jesus.
Okay.
I'm glad you have to do this and not me.
Okay. So
Carry
you
the one.
line up the cannon. You get the sight right onto the creature just as like something on the triangular head like splits up the middle to reveal like rows of sharp unnatural teeth, almost like that like weird hookworm from Alien Covenant that just kind of like opens up.
Oh God.
And
Gross.
as you like pull the lever back, you feel the kick of the cannon that actually sends the chair backwards with every shot. But boom, chick chick, boom, chick chick, boom, chick chick, boom. You feel your entire body. You feel the brace, and you hear the deafening explosion. You hear the first one, but then you don't hear the second. All you hear is the ringing. But then you hear the third and the fourth, and you deal 52 points of force damage as the cannonballs
Hell yeah.
slam into the head of the creature.
Yeah.
You watch one cannon, boom, boom, boom. They all hit in orange explosions as the creature like twitches and screeches. And Fenkin, it's your turn.
Yeah, beat that.
Oh, that's so good.
Hello.
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 I'm just gonna do a good old, reliable.
Shoot it up good.
Yeah. What is it called? I'm gonna use my bow and shoot him.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Tried and true.
Let me find my.
Hasn't failed you yet, except those times that it did.
Shut up.
I'm not gonna talk about those.
$19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
I do love my +7.
That is pretty good.
Archery
That's my
is
eight-sided
a great
dice.
fighting style.
It is.
Sure is.
Oh yes. So I rolled an 8, so 11 damage.
Okay.
Ooh, tasty.
So you pull your arrow back and you loose it, and it just plunges right into the weird, rotting mass of flesh that is this tentacle, just above Ozla's head.
I just remembered, like, if I would have shot Nox's one, I would have had advantage, but I still rolled the best die. Like, a really good roll, so I don't need it.
It's at this time you see that pirates are like firing cannons. You hear the of shots raining out all around you. You see pirates brandishing sabers, taking swipes at tentacles as they get too close. You do see a few pirates like picked up and like hurled into the sea. You watch one tentacle like wrap around another pirate, and you just hear a squelching noise as he disappears into coiling tentacles, and it's just a spurt of blood.
Oof.
Then you watch one tentacle come for Nilo, and it comes whipping down. But Nilo is
Don't you
ready.
dare.
He turns and bares his fangs, and... God damn it. The very tip of the tentacle surges towards him, and in a blinding flash, he just snaps it in his jaws and rips it right off. And then he spits it out, because he doesn't
Go
like
Nilo.
the taste.
Damn.
He has taste, unlike others.
But, wow. Okay, I see how it is.
Meanwhile, Gesh.
Okay. Yeah, Gesh dashes towards the edge.
Okay.
He dashes towards the edge of the ship and readies himself. Letting his energy pool within him and push up, lightning crackling around from up through his throat and down to his mouth before he shouts out, "Keep everyone out of the water!"
Oh god.
Before he lets it straight out of his mouth as lightning blasts forward
This is a lot
to
all over
the
again.
base of one of the tentacles, so that it hits the tentacle and the water. Just
You broke Connor.
Yeah.
Fuck,
See
I
how-
didn't think about this.
I'm just wondering how much lightning damage, how much
This
that
is the
will do.
fastest again.
So yeah, just. So basically, it needs to. Yeah, it does need to make. It needs to make a 13 dexterity saving throw.
But it's
Because I actually
underwater.
looked. Yeah, so I don't know if it was.
He's furious.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. So
Breaking him.
We're gonna find out.
I did actually look up the Dragon Breath rules this time because I should have done that way earlier. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What are we doing, Connor? What are you gonna allow?
You gonna save and throw?
Okay, so the tentacle rolled a natural 20 to pass, but that means it only takes half damage.
Right.
Right.
However,
Oh god.
as the lightning strikes the water, you watch Gesh as like it starts to spark out and it arcs across the water as if being channeled, and it hits the other tentacles, and it starts to arc up those tentacles as well, making it like kind of like twitch unnaturally.
Right.
And Ozla, you feel it kind of like arc up towards you, and like as you feel
Make a saving
lightning
throw,
course
baby.
through your body, I want you to take 2 shock damage.
Okay, it's not too bad. It could have been worse.
That's okay. That's fine.
You guys see the outline of Ozla's skeleton for a second.
She's still holding on though. She's gripping those suckers.
So how much damage are you rolling up there, buddy?
Okay.
I'll just lock this door in a minute. You watch
Right,
it.
so in full, that's 5. So I don't know how you want to half that.
All right, and now it is Dhuur'in Kolbavar's turn.
Hello.
So,
I would like to try to cast Guiding Bolt on the third tentacle on Ozla's side.
Okay.
At second level. For a 22 to hit,
Hits.
it will take 5 d6 radiant damage, and the next attack against this tentacle has advantage.
5d6.
Jesus
D6.
Christ. 5. Oh my god.
This is what happens when you glow up.
16 radiant damage to that tentacle, and the third tentacle on that side, you now have advantage the next attack that hits it.
Okay, do you want to describe the attack?
Yes. This actually comes out of my Dark Shard amulet. My free hand, I kind of reach at it and pull, and from my fingers, this pike of bright white light shoots forth and tears through this tentacle, leaving it glittering in a nice golden glowing.
All right. So, next up is the kraken.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
hey, baby.
Oh god, oh god. Hmm.
Oh,
Who are you gonna hit, Connor?
But he definitely wants to kill him.
Okay, that one's gonna miss.
Oh.
Nox, what's your AC?
Oh fuck.
my AC
He's
Yeah.
chosen.
is 15.
Okay, that misses. That, however, is a hit. Make a strength check, Nox.
Just raw strength.
Raw strength.
Come on, you got this. You got this.
Ooh. I just want to let everyone know I have a +0, but that baby is a 19.
All right.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
Why?
that's not enough.
Huh?
So,
Aw.
you all watch as a tentacle suddenly sweeps down and passes over you guys, and Nox is no longer there. Nox,
She
right now
gone.
you are 20 feet in the air, and you are taking... Okay, that's 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you are now currently bound by the tentacles and are grappled.
Okay.
Now there's 2 more tentacles. Gesh, what's your AC?
16.
Fuck.
Yes! Oh.
Oh, Dhuur'in! Buddy, what's your AC?
No. Oh, no.
Oh no, oh god, oh no, oh shit.
13.
13. Athletics check, buddy.
Oh no.
Wait, athletics or strength?
Strength check, sorry.
Okay. Not that that would have mattered that much for me. I would have just gotten a +1, which probably still wouldn't have done it. Hey, little baby. Doing, little Joe?
Dhuur'in, as you are swept up by a decaying tentacle, the rot invading your nose, you take...
Oh.
Okay, you take 4, 5, 6, 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you are picked up from the ground and squeezed.
Ouch.
How familiar.
Oh my god.
Now for its legendary action.
Oh,
What?
Connor, I will
Tulsa-
remind you that we are level 4.
I
Tulsa
know.
has a legendary action.
Both of you make Constitution saving throws.
Oh god.
Um,
21.
12.
What's that?
21.
21 and Nox?
12.
12. Okay. So, Nox, you feel the slimy suckers latching on to your skin where it has grabbed you, and you feel them begin to suck something out of your body,
Oh.
and you feel weaker
Oh.
and weaker and weaker. Please reduce your strength score by 2.
Okay.
Shit.
We're not permanently, right?
No. Probably.
Connor.
We'll find out. Hey, it's okay. I can get restoration later. Totally fine.
I have
But
restoration.
if you survive,
I'm good.
who knows? You might have just woken up to die. Who knows?
With that, it's Nox's turn.
Cool. She is going to cast Thunderwave
Fuck!
using.
Oh, wait. Could I have cast Hellish Rebuke? I could have cast Hellish Rebuke. I'll save it.
Oh, you'll get another one. She's going to use a spell of second slot so that she can do additional damage.
Okay.
Wait, but she's also 20
So-
feet up in the air, so...
Right.
Yeah, so you guys will
so
be
I don't.
fine.
Yeah. So yeah, because it's within a 15 feet cube of her. So, the tentacle must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, then it's supposed to be pushed 10 feet away. I'll let you decide what that would mean in this case.
Okay.
But well, let's see if it passes first. My DC isn't very high. So.
Okay, what's your spell save DC?
14.
So that's a 4.
Oof. All right. Well, let me roll 3d8 damage first of all.
God damn.
Be mad. Don't pick her up. It's mean.
Second level spells are really just like, oh my wa mushinderu.
But there's such big damage to you. Wait.
14 damage.
Okay, so as you, how are you casting the spell? Is it through song? Is it a hum? What are we talking here?
It's through anger. It's this is one of those instances where it's not like a pretty melody that channels this spell. Instead, it kind of leans more towards the channeling of feelings and emotions, kind of the undercurrent that is usually present but not immediately apparent in her songs. It's very
Like death
raw
metal.
because she's mad. So because she just got grabbed and it hurt a lot, and she got sucked and it's bad. So she, so you will kind of see her struggle weakly for a second in this thing's grasp before you. Well, I don't know if they'll hear her because they're pretty far down, but she yells, "Let go of me!" And then there's just this like explosion of zappies within 15 feet of her.
Alright, so as AC/DC's Thunderstruck begins to play, you
Thunder.
unleash this torrent of energy, and immediately the kraken releases you, and you drop to the ground.
Okay, do I assume I probably take some damage because I was 20 feet up. Well, I do land on my feet.
You do land on your feet, you're a cat, so you're good.
Yeah!
And I just realized that was supposed to be Ozla's turn, so Ozla, you can go next, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Wasn't
no.
gonna say anything.
Sorry.
I don't know what. Oh, okay. I'm still clinging on to the tentacle
Yes.
Mhm.
after getting shocked and
You still have
beaten.
advantage. That
Don't-
tentacle is lit
Just
up,
some
so you have
shots.
advantage.
Just some
Oh, I
shots.
have advantage. Nice.
You do. Mhm.
I will have you make a strength check to see if you stay on the tentacle while you're holding on to it. So go
Do you
and
want
give
me
me
to
a
make it
strength. Yeah, this
Okay.
is not going to be like an action or anything. I just want to see if you stay on.
Oh god.
Sorry
Come on.
about that.
I'm sure you've had rodeo training. You got this.
I got an 11.
Okay, so despite the tentacle thrashing around, you're able to like hold on pretty well with your halfling strength. Yeah, what are you doing?
As it's flailing her around, Ozla's gonna use Pyamol with the fire attack. And she's gonna try and swipe at however far down she can get it, or any other tentacles that are next to her, to try and break them off.
Wait, so you're like clamping on with your thighs and like swinging?
Yes.
Oh my god, poor Borgub. Anyway, so go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alright, oh god, I forgot what the attack roll is for
His little green head is just popped like a melon.
Shut up! You mean it? Okay, I forgot what the thing for Pyamol is. Okay. What do I roll for attack?
Okay, so D20 plus 1, because Pyramol is a legendary weapon.
Okay.
Plus your strength, plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Plus,
Lost my pen.
I got 15.
15?
15.
15 hits.
Yay! Alright, I think it's the same as my Warhammer 1d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage.
It's actually 2d6.
Oh shit, yeah!
Plus 1d6 fire damage.
Oh damn. Okay. That is about 6 damage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, gripping tight with your goblin slaying thighs, you wield Pyramol and just like wham right into the tentacle that you're on top of, and you deal 6 points of damage.
Hey, she's brilliant.
Oh, that's actually plus 2 because you're in rage mode right now. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 8.
I mean, that's
It's a big difference.
marginally better. Yeah. Yeah.
I do love
Yeah.
this hammer. It's
You know.
1d6.
You know, it's compared to everyone else. 56 damage, 8 damage. It's all in the same ballpark. You know.
All right,
To be fair, that 56 was because of the cannons.
Yeah. Can I do it again?
You want to do it?
Can I do it again?
All right. So, are you doing controlled shot or are you doing God will?
No, we're going with the skull again.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage.
All right. And that's what, plus my dexterity? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so 14 would be the lower.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Aww.
So, once again, boom, 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 boom. And
Oof. Shit.
And Denian like slaps the back of the chair like, the fuck are you doing?
Just a one-time mistake.
So Fenkin,
Hello.
it's your turn.
Hello.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna do the same thing again.
All right.
I'm a one-trick pony.
While you're rolling, Finn,
It's a good trick.
speaking of Ozla thighs and Borgup dying, are you available for commission?
Me?
Oh dear God. Yeah.
Jesus, man.
I'm not gonna hit. I rolled a 10.
Oh no. Wait,
You have inspiration. Did you eat? You have inspiration.
There's inspiration, and 2 of them you should have advantage on, depending on which one you're hitting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit the one that Nox told him to.
Okay,
hit.
so you have advantage on that roll, yeah.
That's the one that Ozla's on, yeah.
Roll again. And if anybody tries to hit the one that Dhuur'in hit, you'll have advantage on that one as well, because he hit the third one on Ozla's side.
Yes.
19.
Yup.
Yeah.
I rolled the same as last time, like the last time.
Beat him up.
Can Fenkin cast speak with animals again and befriend the fucking...
This is
I was
not an
thinking
animal,
about
this is an
that,
undead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this counts as an animal.
It was an animal
8 damage.
once.
Wait, does Guiding Bolt do anything different to undead?
How much damage was that, Fenkin? I'm sorry.
8.
8 points of damage, okay.
Samesies!
He's just
Samesies! Oh god, sorry, that chair.
So unleashing another arrow, you fire it right into the tentacle, which twitches again. And you begin to notice that, like, on the inside, you don't really know, like, how kraken or tentacles in general are supposed to be built or how they work. But you can see there's, like, a weird discrepancy in the middle of it, where everything else is very fluid. You can see that the part you've been whittling away with arrows is, like, the joint is acting very strange. It's very, like, whiplashy. I don't know how else to explain it.
points. There! Where I hit it! Aim for that one!
It's a robot.
Alright. Gesh.
Gesh.
Beat it up.
Yeah,
Punch it good.
Punch it. It's in the water. I don't.
Oh.
This isn't great. Okay.
There are tentacles that are, like, swinging onto the deck that you would be able to hit with your staff.
The one that's got Dhuur'in is still 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
He still thinks that he...
Anything you can throw?
I mean, yeah, I have stuff I can throw, but, like, I don't see how darts are going to really help us here. You know?
It might be a really good dart. You could throw the dart at Dhuur'in, and then he can catch it, and he can stab the tentacle with it. Maybe.
If you remember, the spiral spear has a bladed tip that comes out that allows it to do piercing damage, and I will say, you could use that as a spear.
You know, I'm feeling like I want to keep this and not have it go into the terrible dashes of the sea.
Into the drink.
Yeah, I don't want the drowns to come in and be like, "Oh, we found this thing. Take that." Whenever they show up.
You get a nat 20 and you still lose the staff because it, like, goes into orbit.
The wizard that lives on the sun gets it now.
The wizard that lives on the sun.
There's a wizard that lives on the sun.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course there is.
Just having a good old time up there.
Goes to Gesh
Okay,
like, oh, your spear.
What is the, what's regular jump distance?
I'm going to say that utilizing your move action and jumping off the stairs, you'd be able to hit the base of the tentacle that's kind of, like, looming over the deck.
No, I want to hit the tentacle that's holding Dhuur'in.
That is the tentacle that's holding Dhuur'in.
Oh yeah, because it's holding him over the deck. Yeah.
To save you.
Okay.
He's gonna heroically climb the tentacle to get to his boyfriend.
It's his boyfriend.
You wish your boyfriend would.
According to him, he's my ex-boyfriend. Thank you.
He did say X.
Don't.
Oh, we haven't had this
one
conversation yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see about that.
Okay, so,
I'm getting swung around.
if I
Yeah.
if I use my move action then I won't be able to use a bonus action, right?
No,
Or-
you can still use a bonus action. It's only if you dash that you can't use an action.
Right. Okay. So I can move, attack, and use my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
That's action economy, baby.
Okay. Gesh is gonna it's just gonna run forward to the base of that tentacle. It's gonna come in swinging. But while he does so, he lets his key. He wants to rise within him and sprout the astral arms all around.
You do that Zenyatta thing that's just like...
Right.
That-
where he just
Fuck
goes,
yeah. Zenyatta mains, raise your hand.
Wait, people should play Overwatch? Okay. But, so yeah.
You can't see
Alright.
the room.
That.
So that activates your astral arms, so you can go ahead and make your martial arts attacks with those.
Yes.
Shut up! I have the same one downstairs, Vinn.
Why does he like this?
Oh god, Cotter. Oh no, Cotter.
Yeah!
I have an Orisa too.
Why are
Gesh, do it. Gesh, do it. Gesh, save me.
Get him, Gesh.
So the tentacle is going to have to make a reflex save to not get hit by your astral arms, and you're going to hit it?
Oh, it definitely gets hit.
Ooh.
It definitely gets hit.
Beat it up real good.
Okay, so that's a. Unfortunately, that's only a 5 on damage.
Alright. So now you can roll your quarterstaff attack, and if you hit with the quarterstaff, you can make another martial arts attack.
Yeah, monk.
Fucking get him, Gesh.
And I'm just watching like, he's so cute. He's so hot.
You're
It's just like,
so
strong.
I'm so turned on. This is everything I'm into.
Meanwhile, Doran's up in the celestial plane like, maybe I should have picked someone else to be the Sun Slayer.
Okay, so
This was the bad decision.
it's a 17 hit.
That, yeah.
Okay.
Roll that quarterstaff damage.
Yeah.
And there's a 13 here?
13 does not hit.
Okay, so it's just the quarterstaff damage. Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah. God.
Our music ended. I'll have to replay it.
Okay, once again, that is a 5 in total, unfortunately.
Alright.
It's just, 10 damage total.
We are chipping away at this beast.
Alright, with that, Dhuur'in!
Hello.
Oh my
Guess
god, I
whose
thought
turn
that
it
was
is?
I'm gonna try to shoot my Eldritch Blast.
You are grappled.
I can still shoot.
I suppose you could, alright.
I could either try to break the grapple or shoot.
I will tell you this: if you try to shoot right now, you're gonna have to do it with disadvantage because your gun arm's kind of like trapped beneath 2 coils. So like you can still
Even
move
if
your
I
hand around.
shoot at one of the tentacles that would give me advantage.
That would probably just cancel out.
That would cancel it out and it'd just be regular
It'd
attack.
be,
But sure.
just be normal. Yeah.
Smart.
So, which tentacle has me? There were 3 on Ozla's side, 2 on the other side.
One of the 2
The
on
one,
the other. There's 5 tentacles in total. One the one that has 2 tentacles on that side, that's one of the ones that has you.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Then
okay.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm just gonna shoot at the one that on the other side that I hit with my guiding bolt because I know I get advantage against that one. And then as my reaction, can I use Hellish Rebuke on the one grabbing me?
Yes. In fact, I'll let you use Hellish Rebuke first.
Okay. Fucking remind myself what Hellish Rebuke does. I'm pretty sure it has to make a saving throw, and I automatically do damage because it's going to get set on fire. And that was what? 3d10 damage?
Did you just say 3d10?
Yeah.
I think I have a summary of the state of the tentacles in text if anybody needs.
So, I'm not going to ask you what your DC saving throw is, because I'm going to assume that isn't going to do it.
That's a fail.
Probably not.
So I'll do 3d10 damage to this.
Okay?
Now, if I'm doing damage to it, does it let me go?
Yes. It's going to be letting you go at this point.
Then instead of shooting, I will use my Drow High Magic feat to make myself levitate after it lets me go.
Okay!
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's 17 fire damage to the tentacle around me as I make it let me go, and then I just start levitating.
Alright, so you guys watch as the tentacle bursts into flame, and you hear like an unnatural screech bubble up from the water, and just as you think Dhuur'in's going to fall down, suddenly, 2 like purple panels appear beneath his feet, and he just stands in the air.
Cool. Cool as fuck.
And I'm going to say the sun is directly behind you.
Yes.
Of course.
Cool as fuck.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright, so now it's the Kraken zombie's turn.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hey Vinn, guess what? You grappled
Oh,
again.
no.
At least I'm levitating.
So, you stand like triumphantly in the sun before suddenly
I don't get a saving throw against the grapple.
Yep. And Gesh. Oh, Gesh, you're also grappled.
Oh, god damn it.
And you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, Gesh.
Hey, wait. I need to update my tentacle map. So which tentacles are grabbing whom?
The 2 tentacles on the side, on the one side, both have Gesh and Dhuur'in. And the 3 tentacles are currently unpersoned.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Ozla's holding on.
Yeah, Ozla holding.
Ozla has.
She's there.
How much damage was it?
That was 14.
14. Okay. 14.
Alright.
Okay.
And Fenkin is also grappled.
No! Okay, which tentacle is he going in?
That's gonna be the tentacle. Right now, Ozla's on the middle tentacle on the other side with the 3, and the one up to the right from that is gonna come over and grab Fenkin and wrap him up. And you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's the one.
Though.
I think that's the one that Dhuur'in hit.
And Ozla, it's going to try to slam you onto the deck and swat you like a fly.
Damn right I am.
Fuck! Okay. So, I mean, it does. It slams down onto the deck, and you guys think Ozla was just flattened, but suddenly she, like, lifts it up, and she's under it, and very angry.
Damn.
And legendary action.
Ah,
Fuck. Legendary action. Fuck! Okay. Damn it. So nobody gets sucked.
Oh,
Damn.
Don't
dude, that's
give me
someone
that
else's
face,
job.
Fenkin.
Jeez.
Ozla, it's your turn because my dice are making my awesome kraken monster fucking as weak as a basilisk, I guess.
Oh no, we're all taking longer with this one. We're all taking a little bit longer with this one. It's okay.
where's that?
No, this is good, Connor. This is good. We're having fun.
We're having
Great.
fun. I'm enjoying it. Where's my fucking D20 gone? Oh, it's right at the bottom of the back. Sorry.
I think I made a mistake giving you guys all these magical toys at the very beginning.
Ours is gonna try and swing at the tentacle that tried to smack her like a fly.
Okay.
With Pyam.
Alright. Roll
And
it
I'm
up.
gonna do it now.
Roll it up, Darla.
And you should have advantage on that attack roll, because that was the one that was very fired.
Yep.
Oh, I have advantage.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm Da Vinci. Oh.
Shit, I dropped it. I dropped it.
The tentacle?
Oh, where's that gone? No!
I'm gonna call this episode Bad Dragon.
Yeah.
But during anything. I mean, Gesh hasn't done anything. Shit, that's.
Bad.
19.
Yep, that's gonna hit.
Yeah, baby.
So 2d6 plus 1 plus your strength.
Okay.
Plus 6 plus d6 fire damage.
And then 13 damage.
Okay. This is not going how I thought it would.
Connor said, I'm sick of the dice dogs. I don't want to do this anymore. Just die already.
So you guys watch as Ozla heaves the tentacle out from over her, and as it like comes up and down, she takes Pyreball and wham! And that arcs it back into the water,
Shit.
where it splashes down and disappears.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
it's
just-
on.
it's just gone. God damn.
All right, Nox.
Well, shit. There goes my sneak attack. Sorry, my cat is laying on my dice. Thank you, Joe, for doing
Understandable.
this for me. That's very nice of you. Well, since she... Well... Damn it, let me use sneak attack once, for God's sake. Oh, wait, no, I can use sneak attack, because I can also use it if an ally is within 5 feet of the enemy.
That's
And
right.
if it's holding Fenkin, he is certainly within 5 feet of it.
That's
So
how it
she's
works.
going to... that is how that works.
Yeah.
So she's going to hit tentacle number 3, which is the one that Dhuur'in hit and is holding Fenkin.
Okay.
And she is going to shoot at it with her bow. And let's see how that release.
So if nobody has hit that tentacle yet, you should have advantage on it.
Oh wait, is that one still? I thought you hit that one already. Did you not?
No, I didn't hit it. I used my Hellish Rebuke and then I levitated.
Oh. Oh, so okay, cool. But yeah, I don't think anyone has attacks that one yet. So. Oh, which God bless America that I get advantage on that, because holy shit, that was a nat 1. Let's do that again. Yeah, baby, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Hell yeah. 23.
Hits. Roll your damage.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, baby. Okay. Okay, so that's 9 damage plus sneak attack. 14 damage total. Big nasty arrow.
Nox,
Yes.
finish him.
Finish him.
Because
Yeah,
it
poor
has
Fenkin.
exactly 14 left.
Damn.
Like the whole thing?
That tentacle, I assume.
Yeah, I hope
tentacle or
it's,
the
I hope
kraken?
it's just that tentacle.
Maybe just the tentacle.
No.
Well, we'll
the
see.
kraken.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
nice.
Go on.
That's
Wow.
good. That's good.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say that what happens is as she draws her bow back and releases it and gives a little yell of "Die, you disgusting creature!" and you see the arrow fly through the air and it goes ripping through the tentacle, probably scattering clumps of flesh, rotting just bits of skin and suction cups. And yeah, I assume it just kind of falls back into the water, all gross and nasty.
As the arrow rips through the tentacle, all the tentacles all around you suddenly freeze, and they start to shudder. Anybody who is wrapped up in the tentacles suddenly drops down to the deck as they start to spasm, and another unearthly screech just rises up from the depths. Kira, you watch as the head that you were firing at suddenly twitches and starts spasming, the large mouth opening and closing before sploosh falling back into the water, followed by the rest of the tentacles that limply drag across the deck as they slip and slide back across the wood and into the water.
Ew. Gross.
All around you, the pirates are silent. Until suddenly, "Rah!" they all cheer. Guns are fired into the air. Until something else rises from the sea.
Oh
Oh
god.
god.
As you all collectively get back to your feet, kind of like holding your wounds after the battle and kind of like checking to make sure everybody's alright. Ozla,
No, it's not what I think it is.
you watch as a humanoid figure suddenly rises up from one of the destroyed windows of the Storm Wolf. You see that he's an elf, draped in black cloth, entirely bald, with eyes that glow a deep green. The top half of his chest is exposed, the robe held in place by a sash at his incredibly skinny and pale waist. But where an abdomen would be is instead a large, glistening, yellow, blinking eye. He holds his arms out as he seems to levitate in the air, dripping brine and water off of his ghastly form. And in a booming voice he says, "Very well then. I shall do this myself."
Not
And
again.
with that, we're going to leave off today's game.
No! Wait, no. Vinn said he wanted to do something.